Hello, the internet. Matthew here, coming to you from the beautiful Kings Park Bluffs today. You can see behind me the gorgeous Long Island Sound, the bluffs going off to the distance, and right about there, somewhere over there, is the Port Jeff Power Station. So it's a gorgeous day. I'm happy to bring you another fantastic vlog. I want to thank you for tuning in, of course, and carry right along from the last piece. Today we're going to talk about how we can create luck. Existence is indifferent to our desires, yet our lives are shaped by our perceptions. That's a perplexing paradox if I've ever heard one. I assure you, though, it's not philosophical doublespeak, but rather a metaphysical truth born out of the dualistic nature of the universe. I've touched on this briefly in my previous vlog series, but now I'm thrilled to be able to present it to you in greater depth. For me, learning about all of this started with a YouTube video. How to Create Luck, It's an Easy Skill to Learn, was released in the autumn of 2015 by the illustrious Peter Sage. In that video, he accurately dismisses the myth that successful people are just born lucky, by breaking down exactly what luck is in scientific terms. He does this by focusing on exactly how our brains process information. Like Mel Robbins and Marissa Peer, Peter explains that we can either let our brains operate in a passive automatic mode, or in a very real sense, take control of our own brains and neurology and essentially hack it so that we can operate it on our own terms, thus changing exactly how lucky we perceive to be. The reticular activating system is a bundle of nerves located in the brain stem that are wired directly into our senses, except for our sense of smell. That's wired directly into our limbic system or emotional center. You can think of the reticular activating system, or RAS, as the filter or gatekeeper, which controls how much input is brought into our conscious mind. Just the visual data that our brain receives every second is enough to overload our conscious mind. Then factor in the gustatory, auditory, tactile information, and you start to understand exactly why the RAS is so essential. And the RAS works hand in hand with another part of the brain called the amygdala, and this is a complex of nuclei located in our limbic system, or emotional center, and that's directly responsible for deciding if the stimulus that the RAS has filtered is a threat. And if it does think that the stimulus is a threat, it's going to flag it so that our conscious minds become aware of it. This is exactly why you can drive to work on your day off in a kind of zombie-like stupor, hey, we've all done it, and yet somehow slam on your brakes in time to avoid a collision. However, this system works in other ways besides simply responding to danger. Let's say a young child in your life, a son, daughter, niece, nephew, whatever, comes to you and says that they really want a bike for their upcoming birthday, and you decide to get it for them. Now the next day you're heading to work and you notice that there's a bike shop not 3 minutes from your job, and then you think to yourself, how the hell did that get there? It's not like the store just sprang up overnight. It's that up until that point, its existence was completely irrelevant to you, so it just kind of faded into the background until you told yourself you needed to buy a kid's bike, and your brain flagged that piece of information as suddenly relevant. Now, this is a simple illustration. I know, in some ways it's overly simplified, but how does that actually allow us to create luck? The news media operates on a very simple premise. If it bleeds, it leads. That is to say, if a story is terrifying or sensational, the news outlets know that our brains are going to flag it as important, and it's going to keep us tuned in to what the news media is selling us. So that's what they sell us. Unfortunately, being constantly exposed to this bad news alters our perceptions of reality, so that we will tend to think that the world is a more progressively nasty and terrifying place than it actually is. Objectively speaking, if you run the numbers on how people live today versus how they lived a century ago, even people in the third world, on average, experience a greater increase in all sorts of positives, from lifespans to literacy to food certainty. Clearly there's a discrepancy between what we hold as our common perceptions and the world as it really is. Meaning, it's up to us to decide what information is important for us to keep and what we need to filter out. And that's exactly how we create luck. Put simply, people who are successful, that others think are just lucky, are simply focused on the vision for the world that they want to inhabit, so much so that it's fair to say that they're obsessed with it. And this is not a pie-in-the-sky fantasy. To them, it's a reality that they can see that they have yet to touch. What they've done then is program their brains to flag all the information that's relevant to their vision. That's it. That's the trick. And it's not just Peter to talk about this. Many other successful people have laid out the importance of this very same process. And what's more, I've actually discovered a trick to the trick, which I will of course share with you in my next vlog. Your assignment for this week is to go on to social media and share one positive news story a day. I'd like you to get into the habit of this. If you miss a day, do two the next. That's it. It could be something as grand as a new treatment for a disease, or something as simple as a new yoga place that offers sessions with barn animals. Basically, if it doesn't bleed, make it lead. I'll be back next week with another vlog and another assignment. Please make sure you subscribe to this channel and follow along on Instagram if you haven't already. And of course, as always, all the links to all the relevant material will be down in the description below. And if you've gotten something out of this vlog, please make sure you share this video with others. For now, this is Matthew of Monster Health and Fitness signing off. I'm reminding you that there is no portal to utopia. We're gonna have to take the long way around.